You already know he's in the building. I want to thank my Heavenly Father, Archangels, regular angels, ancestors, extended ancestors, all light beings, all divine beings, all high vibrational beings, all timelines, dimensional portals, parallel universes, multiverses, etc., infinite fold. I ask, my Lord to continue to protect me, to allow His will to fulfill His will in my life and everybody else's. As you know, I've told you I've been experiencing a whole lot of trials, towers, all of my life and didn't know what they actually was. I know that it ain't nothing I was asking for. It was nothing that I was planning. It was nothing that I truly initiated. Every contract or friendship or acquaintance has been on the up and up on my part. I seen y'all as who y'all was, what y'all was showing me for however long, I was around you. We all see dark or negative aspects of another individual, knowingly and unknowingly. Some pay mindfulness to that, to use it to their advantage or detriment. Like I said, it's intention. It's not what you know. It's how it's being used. And certain information you shouldn't use because that information you shouldn't actually have. If it's information that you definitely shouldn't have, that you shouldn't be, poking your nose in, extensively poking your nose in, you're asking for a problem. And you expecting a problem because you're initiating it, and 9 times out of 10, you want that reaction from those individuals, or that individual, that whatever this is pertaining to. But just like you get insight, I told you I get divine insight. There's nobody talking to me as far as, being real and upfront with acknowledging and truly being remorseful to what they've been doing. And it's not to benefit me, it's to actually, benefit y'all. But, ego, embarrassment, pride, and whatever else you want to, use as your shield to say, that however you did or what you was doing was justified. And truly knowing it had no justification at all. You either just joined the bandwagon to be down, or you just really that nasty motherfucker. And, say, okay, everybody else doing it. But my question is, because I'm, this is personal, even though I'm talking, open, but, this is personal insight. How, and I lost it, maybe it wasn't meant, but it'll come back. It's, it's just crazy. Like, how would you cope? Imagine, all right, oh, that was it. If you one of the few that, what you call, just joined the bandwagon because of, the amount of people or who was saying it. And knowing the individual, that, whatever they were saying about the individual, or not, you know, interacting with that individual at all, have an opinion, or, you know, took what they seemed or didn't see and said, okay, whatever, you know, I don't want to be the oddball out. I want to be part of the in crowd, or, whatever rewards or illusions that was, through up, you know, through our desires, carnal desires, you know, greed desires, lustful, gluttony. And if you notice, like gluttony and greed, they two are the same thing. One is just based on food intake. The other one is just, intake of capital or so-called finance or wealth, which they both is the same thing. But too much of anything, destroys, overwhelms, consumes. Especially if you ain't strong enough to, maintain a balanced mindset, balanced, reasoning, staying grounded and truthful to not you what you want to make it to be, but what it actually is. Because we all could be lost in the delusion, and a lot of us are, because we don't know what we need to know. We, you know, we don't want to be the oddball. Oh, you're a nerd. Oh, you think you know it all. Oh, this. Oh, that. Oh, this. Number one, nobody can actually know it all, or not in one lifetime. And if a person is able to know it all, that's definitely divinely, given. And, God bless that person, you know, deserve that individual deserve the absolute respect. Not kissing ass, not but acknowledgement of how truly great that they are, because they have performed uh, a feat, that many, many throughout history, throughout lifetimes, generations, since the beginning of the fall of man, which is funny. If you call, first it was the angels that fell to the earth, then through the angels, the purest man and the purest woman fell from the grace of what you call our Lord, our God, our, creator, if you want to pertain, to Eden, the creator, beginning of creation, and all that, relay of time. And no matter, what religion, what they those all was pure. Number one, they was the first. Everything else is what you call a copy of the first, that it leaves its essence for, its knowledge, its adaptiveness, its, how you say, how it adapted, it passed it on, that's part of the genetic code or whatever. Well, we know better than them, because without them there is no us. And their beginning is our foundation, genetically. So you remember, well, a couple of videos back when I was, diligently able to do it. Life's challenges, you know, grasping certain things, coming to realizations, and holding yourself to a strict fine-tooth comb, search, criticizing, you know, being truthful to the good and the bad that was performed knowingly and unknowingly, and knowing that it is and the reality that I was experiencing, and because I didn't know what I needed to know, and still, that's the beauty of God's way. It's hard to understand, but it's so creative, man. You talk about for real being a creator. You don't know that if to hate him or to love him. But first, you have to be willing to be open-minded, understand yourself. But when you truly open up to yourself, fuck everybody else. Because as soon as you start opening up, you'll see that everybody is going to be acting the way they acted, and you know you in the 3D will be tripping like, yo, what the fuck is going on? But if you know what you're doing within yourself, you know that they feel it. You know why? Because in the same sense you feel it. You just don't know what you feel. There's a lot of stuff, you know, from our ancestors that was passed down, and it was passed, when how originated. Everybody was taught it. Everybody in the family was taught it. Nothing was hidden. It was to preserve and strengthen the connection, the bloodline, to to keeping the wokeness of being awoke to who you descend from, the greatness, the legends, the gods, the goddesses, the priestesses, the priests, the priestesses. It's like it's speechless, phenomenal, you know, like his ways outclass everything ways. And if you work within the system, how the system is truly designed, which any system that you work with, if you actually working the right programs, doing what you need to do the right way, it might take some time because you don't know what you're doing, but you'll eventually be shown the way. And as long as you're taking those little crawls, those little steps, you'll get there. And you'll get there on time. That's another thing that, you know, another true realization is things that you know, and then it's things that you know why you know. you didn't experience it yet, but you know the vibration of it because you seen it performed or, performed or shown through other vessels that have experienced it. And if those individuals actually, spoke, to vent or to release, and a true friend actually sat there not to judge, but to listen and to give the best outlook on the situation, that's a true friend. Even if they never experienced it, they showing you that your hurt is affecting them, and they not mad at you. They trying to give you a solution. But being hurt or, you know, in that energy where you hurt, you injured, you know, mentally and spiritually injured, you can't react to good natured things negatively because you truly ain't yourself at that time because you caught in that wounded spot, that, that blind spot where you don't not seeing things clear. You know how you see red, you know it's it's a good thing and a bad thing. You know, when you see red, you get some extra strength, extra speed, you know, and it might get you out of a situation. It might save your life, you know. But at the same time, you done that individual could take some serious shots that could end it for the individual, even though he's in, his extra state because he didn't see it coming. He's determined to do whatever in that moment in his head, in his vision, to accomplish against this foe or the foe that is facing. So you never want to move move in bullish actions, bullish energy, hasty energy, you know, jumping out the pocket, or doing leaps that could actually kill you, if it's not done right. One little slip, one little miswording, one slip of the mask, one. I know it sounds crazy, but you start to understand that when you start talking, start learning about spiritualism, about you know psychology, the dynamic of true relationship and how some certain individuals, manipulate, play. Certain individuals don't know because they was taught this. It was rated that this is all they know, so they know it as what it is. Right. This is from Ren. Somehow, some way, if this is meant for you to see it, you'll see it. This is truly towards you. You You ended the contract. You're not going to get into pointing fingers, but you ended the contract with, you know, the energy without, no respect, no. This is what I'm in. Can we work? Can we work around something? Can mm, like I said, you never know. If being straightforward is better than being around the bush, and nobody should ever be around the bush for the simple fact, even if it is on some just shit, because it's second-handed, curved, slightly unseen or not seen at all. Sleight of hand, misdirection, subliminal suggestions that we face every day, all day, through our phones, through our TV, through our conversations, and everybody's personal agenda for whatever their agenda is. We could all go crazy trying to be in somebody else's head and want to know what they know and how do they know it. But yet we ain't looking into us and so-called mastering ourselves, where they have no more power, where your attention is truly sucked up on what they do, while they have, while we or whoever that feel that way lack spending a whole lot of energy and time that could be focused on yourself, of creating something for yourself. Fuck for everybody else, but for yourself. Because if you're doing it for everybody else, you'll never reach your destination. For the simple fact you constantly putting yourself on pause to help somebody else that at any given time, and 9 times out of 10, it's not gonna help you. Not as how you came through, and it's not even a money thing. The insight, the knowledge, the direction, the caring, the concern, the listening, the absorbing a lot of shit that I didn't know I was absorbing. And now I know how to not allow it to happen. Who wants to be raped all the time? Nobody here wants to experience that. And basically, I don't know, vulgar shit, but spiritually, that's what the fuck y'all motherfuckers was doing. Knowingly and unknowingly. You know, doing something to somebody, taking, manipulating to your benefit whenever y'all want without that individual knowing. And then tagging other people in. And not allowing that individual to experience it for themselves, or to have it and then lose it. If that's their destiny, who give anybody right to say that something that didn't belong to them in written form, contract, that actually has an individual name on it solely. And because it wasn't of age or it wasn't around at the time when certain shit happened, that it will stay covered, it will stay hidden and eliminated. So they could be so prior, which their name is not even on it, so it shouldn't even be able to go to them. But they'll make it a way where, oh, it has to go to the kids, and they will pay that money and all that to make that happen, and then the kids won't even get it. A lot of our parents sacrifice not just us, but also our children, because we produce pureness. They try to control our relationships. They throw their 2 cents in without you there, and through their manipulation and they so-called knowing you, having so-called some type of authority over you. Who could tell them that they don't know what they're talking about? Especially if it's a person that so-called raised you. You'll take a parent's word quicker than you'll take a kid's word, especially if the parent is already saying shit about the kid without him or her even knowing, to design whatever they needed to design. I'm telling you, it's crazy. It's crazy. You gotta be real strong-minded. You gotta be truly healed. Truly healed. Especially if you still around it and knowing the absolute truth of how heartless, vile, disgusting of a person that you truly love. And to learn that is one of your biggest enemies. I don't know how a parent could do that. I can't even call that a parent. It got me questioning if it's, you know, biological or because of blood. You know, what happened before I was born, I can't tell you, except for what is being pointed out, what is being whispered through the ethers, through, you know, everything. And to weigh it, to, absolutely inspect it, see if there's any true validity in what's being said. You gotta test it. You can't just take truth for truth, even if it is true. And that's how you stay grounded when you that absolute, you that convicted, not to walk a straight and narrow, but to be exact and right in situation. You know, all moves we make, all decisions we make leads to the future, man. Critically, I could have hate in my heart. I could wake out. I could kick in doors and because it is my right, and I would be caught up in my emotions. Because that's what that would happen if you allow your emotions flare up because you allowed it to flare up. I'd rather get away than hurt. I'll leave you alone. It's best for both of us because you shown that, especially when you know I know. And I'm saying, let's come together. And you giving me the blank face, triggering, if not knowing. That's what it's meant to do. But at the same time, they don't know that it's their life in their hands. Do you think the devil that you is going to allow them to enjoy? You enjoyed the time that you had to accomplish, right? Or you should have. That was the whole purpose, right? Because if it ain't, that's like a person keep promising you money that you never seen, that you know this person don't have. But they say, yo, if you work with me and you do this, what you call we guarantee. And then y'all do it and say you do prevail. Say y'all do. Y'all all happy, you happy, you did your part, they did their part. Y'all expecting Michiko to get what you're gonna get. And then the person that, you actually help gets rid of you. Why? Because he don't want to give up what he promised you. So if she is willing to do that against, the person that you helped, you know, to do, you help to do against that individual, you really think they ain't gonna do it? You're a liability. You done seen this in many movies. You're a liability. And shit hit the fan, you gonna blow the whistle. Or could blow the whistle. You might not be one, but like I said, you're not in nobody's head. You can't think for the next person. I'm not saying think for the worst, but I'm also saying be awake. Everybody is, a hairline fracture from being a ticking time bomb. Even to heal, there is such thing as the straw that breaks something. even to the unbreakable. Do you know? Well, I know y'all know, but did y'all know that a lot of these people that is dark was once with the light? Do y'all know that? And even if you was raised in all dark, dark is the opposite of light. So the knowledge that you have could be converted into its purest form. But you're stuck in your ego, working with a God or lowercase g, working with a God that serves a God, capital God, all caps, no little. And this is a straight fact. And his job is to play with us so-called gods and goddesses. You know, our older brother throwing a tantrum as a kid, and I know he pissed off because I'll just be talking like that. For real, like I have no respect, but it is respect because I'm acknowledging his job that he is very well, very well good at. For real, he deceived the world that he ain't real, that he truly ain't real. But at the same time, he is known. Like, who don't like some of that dark fantasy shit? Let's be for real. That's in all of us, if you want to admit it or not. For real. The polarity of energy, the yin and yang, the flow of the current. Do you flow with the current, or do you fight it, or do you control it, or you do all of the above? It's truly up to us. But if we don't have understanding of that on all scales, that it does apply to all scales. You know how they say when you go into an interview, would you go out and they ask you the skills that you have from your other jobs, how do you feel it applies to what you did, especially if you're crossing over to another professional? How do you feel and you have to explain that in the best way possible, or at least that's the new way of doing it. They make you hustle and bustle for something that they need you to help build them wealth. Not them build you wealth. Or just help you out or make you feel that you're doing something. Make you feel that you have to prove yourself. You gotta prove your energy. And if we don't accept that, or we know your energy is too great for us, but we ain't gonna give you the acknowledgement. And if you ain't, awoken to your worth, to, your accolades that has or can truly help one individual's company, life, whatever. They feel you a sucker. You know, there's an opportunity to play a game and say you won that don't see the game. But as you being forced into something, eventually something is going to click. But you already know something's going on because it's just a feeling. You can't explain it, but you know what you know, and you allow it to reveal itself. Don't drive yourself crazy, but speak into the universe, speak to your God, speak to the heaven, ask questions, ask for divine, correct, truthful insight, so you able to choose wisely. And no matter what you choose, it is a wise choice because it was your choice. It's not like it was un you know unsolicited or not presented, because if it's presented and it's continued, you signed on. Not saying you can't break the contract. That's also your choice. There's consequences, pros and cons to everything. Weigh it out and make your best choice. But I'm gonna be as blunt as I can, man. I'm not in your head, but I know the energy. If you are or was ever truly resonating on my frequency, instead of being the assassin that you are, or that your bloodline is, and you're truly oblivious to, you know, how you're being sacrificed by your family, by the one you follow, your sister, your twin. I'm not against it, but at the same time, I got some questions that I want you to think about. Have your sister had control of your relationships? Who you deal with? What type of guy you go out with? When you make a choice of your own and you bring it around and let it be seen, and they don't acknowledge it or say it's right, do you sabotage your relationship, that relationship? If you, at this moment, in true despair, drinking, getting super high, and some real I can't come back shit, that's your sister trying to sacrifice you. Like I told my sister before she so-called passed away, many years before she so-called passed away, you really gonna go crazy over a piece of dick? Like, You could find that anywhere. Okay, whatever that person, did or was that attracted you at that time. Beautiful. I'm glad that that person gave you that type of sensation, blew your back out, however, or you got your back blown out. Like, that's on you. But once that person start to show you that they don't want you, why would you destroy yourself on keep on trying to pull something in that's truly showing you that you mean nothing? When you could find something that's gonna treat you like you want to be treated, or better yet, how you need to be treated and never knew that that's how you needed to be treated. And I'm talking about in a good sense, not in a bad sense. Nobody's perfect, but if everything is negative and it's truly not you bringing it to the table, you can honestly say that that person is against you. They smiling in your face. They stabbing you in the back. And another thing, Ran, what you so desiring is already in your bloodline. And by you destroying yourself, allowing your mental, your physical, your sense of self-worth over your bloodline opinion, or the one that took care of you or had your back when, there was no other that had your back. Thank them for the help in surviving. Thank them for everything that you don't know and everything that you do know. Because you wouldn't be where you at right at this moment. A true breaking point, a life and death situation of your choices, your psyche, over manipulation, loyalty, and love to something that truly didn't have it, the same for you, which is hard. I know this is, what I'm saying is, triggering, but it's truly done with love. And if it is truly the fact that you are experiencing those things that, I said earlier, then what I'm saying is true. And everything I have said has been nail on the head, pinpoint, pinpoint, precise. Maybe not you didn't see it then, but you see it in form now, or it has form. I don't hate you. Never did. Do I love you the way I loved you before? No. Can I trust you the way I trusted you before? No. Is there a chance that you're able to still grow and be that person that you was truly destined to be, but allowed knowingly and unknowingly to be blindsided, which right now I'm feeling that I'm giving you excuse. You know, I know a lot of the people that know this real situation is pissed off right now. But this is not a genetic cord that I'm tying back to you. Not at all. Because if it's meant for you to hear this, it's meant for you to hear this. It's meant for you to understand it. And for if it sets you free, not for my benefit. What you call my Lord has that for me. That's already locked in. For you to be able to get yours and not manipulative the right way. You're going to have to go through a mental game. But you should know what I'm relaying to you because you know what you have done. You know how it have played out. You know God is real. That the divine source is true because I'm telling you, this is not my doing. This is no what you call seance. This is no kumbaya. This is no what you call me burning candles. Even though I do that, but it's not what you call on some extra. It's for me, not. You understand? It's not to go against nobody or anything like that. Like that is not my concern. Only time I'm truly against somebody is when it's in my face and it's being an imminent threat. And that's if I perceive it as an imminent threat. And God is not going to allow that because He knows or it knows that I can't go over the edge. If I'm doing leaps over the edge for him, well, I can't do a leap. And it wouldn't be for the other side, but it'll be a leap for me. It'll be me being not full of myself, but forgetful and falling, forgetting my worth, putting a tarnish on, which can never do, you know, on our Heavenly Father glory, reign, trustworthiness. That would never change the omnipresent, all-knowing, all-creating, molder, sculptor, master builder, manifester, however, the original before the original. You're talking about subject zero, if you want to say. Origin, zero, dot, or just dot. And whoever else hears this, know that I was speaking truth to somebody that I was tied to, that I did see and wanted to do great things with. But for whatever reason, it chose to go against the energy that was shown to her, the energy that she received, and went against it, not just because of, you know, what my community or so-called friends secretly whispering in conversations and, you know, whatever they feel or resent or, you know, want to create, manifest for somebody else. That's another thing. Why are we trying to manifest shit for somebody else instead of manifesting shit for ourselves? You, you know you're wasting energy that could be put on y'all to do purer, beneficial, abundant stuff, not just for you, but for all. Where it becomes so easy and effortlessly that it's not a problem for you to help out. But you put all this energy, time, and, you know, effort not on one individual but multiple individuals because we peeking over fences, wanting to know why they got what they got and how they doing what they doing instead of mapping out our own shit and have them looking over their gates, wondering. And if they don't look over the gates, thank you too. Please mind yours because I am minding mine. Whatever I know is because that's what you showing me. That's what you invited me to see. Not that if you go because you had it, I seen it. You know, it's not that. It's that we interacted. If you go, you see energy and how one speaks about what they have or don't have. You know, our whole conversation, no matter what conversation is, truly tells the tale of you because it's your mindset, your ideology that help you come to your reasoning to say whatever is coming out your mouth at that particular time. And a lot of times we'll say shit just to be saying shit to either impress or to throw off the next individual, not knowing that we just brung it into our lives because we spoke it in that way. No, but we wasn't silly. I was just joking. The universe don't see it that way. They see the alignment. Your voice, your spirit, your mind, always linked and with, heartfelt, compelled, in agreement, in the plain state, or that I'm gonna say what I want to say, but I'm gonna laugh it off. So they don't think that it's real, or I'll throw it out there as, oh, did you hear what such? Oh, what you call such and such does? What you call likes this? How did such and such get in this conversation when that was between y'all two? That person wasn't there to answer that question or join in, you know. So how do you know their preference on that situation? Even if you know their character, there are a lot of things we know we don't. We think we know. It's really not. It's really not so. There's a lot of illusionists out here. There's also a lot of blindness out here. You know, we choose to see what we want to see and when we want to see it. Selective picking. You know, selective sight. Yeah, y'all can't fuck with me. Y'all can't fuck with me at all. For real. I be I be humble. I'm not bragging. There's no need to show off. It is what it is. I speak. It hits hard because it has sound reason. I could give you the process on why I came to these conclusions after I was going through the emotion and the experiences. And we talking about years of this. We talking about a lifetime, an entire lifetime. Not 1 second of it was lost for good. Not 1 second of it was lost for evil because evil did its thing. You know? Evil did its thing. It really did. And it's a hell of a game, you know. The game of life. Yo, there is no masters of the game of life except for how you say it, submitting to your higher self, submitting to, you know, your God, your true God. Because if you don't believe in a God and an all powerful one at that, one that is truly your ally, not a fake ally, not a game, that's 100% real. You wanna know some funny shit? God tells you he plays no games. He says he'll love you to death. Now did you hear that? Is that crazy and serious at the same time? No, and serious at the same time. He will love you to death, and it's a pure love. It's not a hateful love. It's a love of correction. It's a love of okay. You don't feel this. You you you, you don't hear me. And I want to scare everybody right now. How can you tell God that you didn't hear him? Can can you explain that one? Because that's what he's gonna say. That's what he's gonna ask. He'll be like, yo, you didn't hear me? And we gonna stutter. We gonna who uh, like in the Bible, which is crazy. It just popped in my head. Like when he pop up and say that, or when you know, end up being, presented in front of him, in death or in life, and he asks this question, he says that to you, and you go, when when you when when you was talking to me, you answered your own question. You wasn't trying to listen. You never stopped and quiet yourself down and tried to connect. Because it's constantly calling. It's constantly speaking through people. It's constantly speaking through animals. It's constantly speaking through the radio, through your TV. The the so-called, you know, coincidences. You know, they're really synchronicities. Confirming what needs to be confirmed, repeated countless of times through multiple outlets, speaking to you and not speaking to you. You being spoken to, that was him, that was her, that was spirit, trying to awaken us, pleading with us to open our mind, open our mind, open our hearts, open our eyes, open our spirit, and reconnect to everything. You'll be connected to God. When you're connected to God, you're connected to everything under God. Because you're in God, like everything, like God is in everything. And you are a piece of God. The true and one and only, no matter which one you claim to be, the all-powerful God. But just know that you truly are. And to give that one, not the one with the name, but the one with the names, all names, the infinite of everything, in everything, because it is everything. And it gets deep, man. It gets deep. You talking about Matrix, going down the rabbit hole, taking the red pill or the blue pill. You know, what would you rather do? Would you rather stay in the simulation, or you want to come out to the horrible truth and make the horrible truth into a paradise that it can be, instead of living in the fake one that's just there to consume? I can't save nobody. Y'all gotta save yourselves. Like I have to. There's nobody coming to rescue me. Nobody have come to rescue me. And the ones that are here to truly support me, or will be here to truly support me, is not here to save me. It's because I have already saved myself that allows them to come. treat everyone well, treat everyone good, treat everyone with respect. You don't have to shower them with love. You don't have to shower them with praise. Just recognize that they are there and treat them with compassion while you around it. And if you feel that you can't be around it, bid yourself a farewell and wish them their best wishes, not your best wishes. Or ask God to intervene in your prayer and to sow the best prayers that can be given an individual that, you know, you feel needs it just as well as you do. And as you give, you shall receive. And as you receive, you shall give. Let's feed life. Let's stop feeding death. Let's, let's stop feeding the beast. Let's start living.